Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Cookie Monster ProForgeRacing, bringing you my 96th ForgER review, porter0012. Porter is primarily a racetrack maker, but this first map here is a Slayer map that he made with, I believe he said his cousin, or one of his friends. This is a kind of a cool map. It's a little bit too big for pretty much anything, unless maybe you had like 16 people, but it's just kind of like a giant map, so I'm just gonna show like an overview of it. But anyways, this next one here is called Challenge Course, and I'm just gonna show an overview of this one because, as you know, Challenge Course mongoose maps take a long time to drive because you fail a lot and there's usually a lot to them. But Porter took me through this map, and I actually completed it by myself. Well, he was guiding me and showing me how to do everything, but I followed behind him and I was able to complete it. So although this one's very challenging, it's not like one of those ones that's impossible. A lot of them are frustratingly hard, but this one's actually pretty fun. It just has, you know, a challenging feel to it. But this next one here is called God's Vengeance, and this is the first racetrack he made. He's a huge God's Regret fan. God's Regret was the forger that got him into forging, and so he didn't make this map to copy God's Regret. He made it as like a dedication to God's Regret's style because he really liked God's Regret's map. So that was the point of that map. But that one was just, it had like a 4-minute lap time, so I didn't keep that one in there. But anyways, this next one is also pretty long. This one is called Fire and Ice. It's kind of similar. It has that, you can definitely tell it's got that God's Regret feel, and it's got some influence from God's Regret in it. Because he makes, although God's Regret has some double wide parts to his maps, they're not like perfectly giant smooth bank turn into bank turn. It's like, you know, a little smooth section, and then, you know, a section through a room made of wall coliseums, and then, you know, huge man cannon jumps and stuff like that with kill ball traps. So you could totally tell that he was you know, inspired and influenced a lot by God's Regret on this map. But it's still a fun map. Right there's a little spike section in the track, I guess just as a little hardcore feature. So that's good. I mean, there weren't a lot of hardcore style racetracks in Halo Reach at all, so it's kind of cool that even though these maps aren't designed to be the hardcore style, they still kind of end up being a hardcore racetrack, which is pretty cool. But hopefully we'll see some more when Halo 4 comes out. But this part right here I got a little bit confused on. I didn't really realize that you were supposed to go straight as opposed to right, because you end up coming out on the right, and the person right there that I just jumped over got a little bit confused too. But I mean, it was just a small confusion. Overall, the rest of the map, it's pretty easy to tell where to go. And this is a good map overall. I feel like he stretched out a little bit too long. Right here is kind of cool though. There is a triple split section, and all of which connect to 3 different man cannons that bring you up to this part. For some reason, I didn't realize where to go on this part. I think the part where you're supposed to go, I thought was led back up to the starting area, like a little start room, but I guess I was just, I don't know, a little disoriented because the map's pretty big. But I mean, as you can tell, this map is really long, and it's not perfect. It's not like one of those perfectly smooth double wides. That's not really Porter's style. He kind of has more of a unique style. It's similar to like God's Regret in a way. It's not all about perfectly smooth, you know, bank turns and waves and such. It's just more about making, you know, fun, unique features like having landmines right there on the map. But anyways, this next map here is called Dreadnought Night, and this one you can see a whole lot of inspiration from Blade Monkey 751, or in Reach, his gamertag's Gotcha XD. He made the maps Water Cyclone, Thunder Barrel, and Accelerator, and you could definitely see the influence there, because Blade Monkey was really the first to use this tunnel piece on his maps, and all his maps got like 20,000 downloads in this game, even though he only made 3. And you can also see right there, because he made the first barrel roll, and right there, you know, there's the tunnel section and then the barrel roll, so you can definitely see when Porter was starting off making racetracks, he was very influenced by the people whose maps he liked, Gotcha XD or Blade Monkey 751, and God's Regret. But he doesn't completely copy the entire map, and at least he tries to recreate a map kind of in their style as opposed to stealing their actual maps. And you know, I talked to a few people recently who were like on my friends list and who I knew, and both of them had said that they stole one of my maps. Both of them said they stole different maps of mine before they actually knew me, and you know, would show it to people saying they made it. So at least Porter wasn't doing, you know, that. He could have stolen Free Fall by God's Regret and, you know, Accelerator by Gotcha, but he just made a map kind of dedicated to them and their style, especially with God's Vengeance. He even writes the word Gods like God's Regret, so you can definitely tell that it's completely a dedication. However, this map was still fun regardless of the fact that it shared similar ideas as Gotcha's maps. This next one is called Complexity, and that's because it's kind of a complex racetrack. There's like multiple levels and stuff, as you'll see, and right here I don't know what I'm doing. I guess I'm waiting for everyone else to go for a second, but this is definitely a pretty fun map. I don't know what category I would place it. It's not really a city map. It's not a tournament track because you know, it's not bordered 100%. It's not a supercross track throughout the whole way, really. I just don't know what to call this one. But right there, I just get pushed off. In that whole open lobby where we were testing Porter's maps, I got knocked off like a bunch of times. It was kind of frustrating. But yeah, this is a pretty cool map though. I mean, it's got like some supercross sections to it. It's got like jumps and whoops and stuff, but it doesn't really feel like a supercross track just because you're like going up floors and stuff, and there's like a little double wide section here. So I don't know what I would call this map. It's just complex itty. I guess that's why he called it that. But it's still a really fun map though. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of a few other maps I've played just like that are like complex like this, that are built onto multiple levels. But it's still just a lot of fun. A little bit of supercross, a little bit of double wide, a little bit of I don't know what. That's actually pretty much it, but still a really fun map. And then it ends with this big double wide section that goes way out here, and so I mean, it ends pretty well. He, as opposed to just making a big straightaway and a U-turn and then a straightaway, it would have been cool if he did something a little bit more fun than that. But he did add some jumps at the end of the second straightaway, so you know, he switched it up a little bit. This map here is called Hybrid, and not the most creative title I've heard for a map name, honestly, because it's a hybrid racetrack, meaning there's terrain and double wide or sky track in it. But this is a fun map, and there's a few unique features that you'll see in the map, definitely. But again, this map is pretty long. That seems to be his kind of his style. He makes very, very long racetracks. The first few were a little bit too long. God's Vengeance and Fire and Ice, those ones had like 3 or 4 minute lap times. But the rest of these ones have at least like a 2-minute lap time, which is pretty long because a lot of racetracks only have like a 1 to 2 minute at the most. And the fact that most of his are like over 2 minutes and some of them are 3 or 4, it's just they're pretty long. So you probably only want to race, you know, 3 laps or so on them as opposed to like 5 or 10. But right here is one of the unique features, because you go around that little opening in the track there, and later on, as you'll see, you jump through it, and that feature is really cool. I like that feature a lot on this map. But it's a fun map overall. I think he tried again, you know, just making it a little bit too long, but it's still pretty fun. It's a nice mix of, you know, terrain and sky. I would have liked to see a little bit more terrain, actually, because it's mostly sky, but he did use a little bit of terrain, and at least that's nice to see. I like maps that have some terrain in them. They're a lot of fun to race on because they can be competitive. And right there, I didn't know whether you were supposed to jump through that hole or not, so I slowed down, and I still almost made it. It's just my back tire is barely caught. So if you go full speed, that jump won't mess up for you, but that it's still just a cool feature how you go around that part and then you jump through it. I definitely like that a lot. But this next map here is his first Supercross map. This one's called Intense SX, and I know a lot of the people I've been reviewing have been Supercross forgers. I guess those are just the people who ask for reviews, but his Supercross tracks are a little bit different, so you're not going to see, you know, anything similar really to what you've seen in the past. This map is, he said it's kind of yeah, I guess this one's not completely a Supercross, because I remember talking to him and he said he didn't know what to call it, so he just called it SX. He said, but it's pretty much a hybrid between double wide and Supercross. And a lot of people, when they think of Supercross racetracks, they really want them to be super realistic, and they don't want shield doors to be used. They don't ever want like man cannons or anything like that. They don't want double wide features. It's a Supercross track, and it has to be realistic. And like, I respect realistic Supercross tracks, and that's fine, but I also think that you know, it definitely is fine to make a double wide Supercross hybrid map, you know. And it's definitely fine that he has, I think he has like a a shield door that slows you down at some point. But in its entirety, this map is a lot of fun, because even like the double wide part right there, it was still sort of Supercrossy because it had some jumps on it. And right here, he does use man cannons to quickly bring you up the hill, but that makes the jump work out perfectly at the top, so I definitely think the man cannons are acceptable, you know, in that situation. But yeah, I mean, it's just a really fun map, and I love the jumps at the beginning, especially when you start a new lap, because it's giant and it works out really, really well. See, as you can see, that's just a ginormous jump. But I like that a lot. This is the last map in the review. This one's called Ravine SX, and this is just another SX track. This one's entirely Supercross based, pretty much. This one has two floors, like a top and bottom, and if you've watched any of my reviews in the past, you know that I love multi-floor Supercross racetracks. I think they're a lot of fun. I don't know, it's just something about them having, you know, a top and bottom floor. I think it would be really cool if there was a top and bottom floor of a Supercross track where there was a few parts where you could like see below to the bottom. I think that would be awesome if someone made that. Right here, the leader went right, even though it's pretty clear that you're supposed to just go straight. And I ended up getting pushed to the right by someone, and we all just ended up going the wrong way. But yeah, when you're playing this map, just go straight there. It's pretty obvious when you're actually playing. It's just when there's a leader and 10 other people who push you to the right, it's hard not to go right. But right here is the drop that brings you down to the bottom floor. As you can see, it's a pretty smooth drop. The bottom part looks pretty nice. He uses some rocks as like whoops, kind of, which end up working out pretty well. And I know other people have done that, but it's still fairly unique to use the rocks. I love the multi-floor. He made this map really long, too. He was able to make it very long. I think that's because, like, especially on the bottom floor, there was not a ton of jumps, but I always ended up messing up that last jump. I don't know why, I just couldn't get it quite right. But please go to porter0012's file share and Halo Reach. Download all of his maps. They're great. Thank you guys very much for watching.
Cookie out.